was having a coffee with one of Sounds horrible. Class is closed.
As you all know, I've been very vocal about the U.S. government's release of declassified files as historical documents related to UAPs, or typically referred to as UFOs. Specifically, how this data has been actively hidden and intentionally distorted regarding the American people for decades. But there's something else that I find truly alarming. There's an overwhelming amount of UAP data that has never even been reported. In fact, this data is being withheld by many of the most reliable witnesses we have when it comes to observing UAP. And I'm talking about our military and commercial airline pilots. Now, recently I spoke with Brian Gray, a former U.S. Navy lieutenant, who is considered to be the first active duty pilot to come forward publicly about regular UAP sightings. Now, Ryan claims that only about 5% of pilots are reporting their actual sightings of unexplained anomalous phenomena. Now, why? For many, it is just straight up fear. The fear of being grounded, losing their careers, or even being deemed medically unfit to fly. Now, to further this important conversation, I'm speaking with First Officer Kurt, who is an acting U.S. major airline pilot. Now, Kurt is not revealing his identity because he fears he could lose his career for discussing this very issue. And let me be very clear, Kurt has been fully vetted by our team here at Envoy. He agreed to have a top aviation expert interview him at our request. His character was vetted by a former captain that he's flown with, and we confirmed his multiple flight certificates are in good standing, as well as his medical class, which is the FAA's highest level of medical certification. Kurt says he's willing to take some measure of this today because he believes pilots should be able to report what they see without fear of retribution or risking their license or careers. Now, even so, we're protecting his identity every way possible. It just seems the hypocrisy never stops as the overall rhetoric is disclosure, transparency, and clarity. Yet the system still threatens our best observers if they dare to speak up. So, Kurt, thank you for being here today, and thanks for being willing to talk about this.
Oh, my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me, for the work that you're doing to advocate for an avenue for pilots to be able to report these and discuss these sightings.
Well, yeah, I've been a pilot myself for, I guess 50 years now. And I don't have the level of training and experience that you do, but I've been in the air for a long, long time. And a fair amount of hours for a non-commercial pilot. And I go through the same steps you guys have to go through in terms of medicals. And you're kind of in a catch-22, right? If you report seeing these things, the medical examiner can violate you. They can say, well, we're going to classify you as medically unfit, delusional, having some. What happens if you report this? What's the risk if you report this and it shows up on your medical exam?
That's definitely a fear that I myself have, and I believe a lot of pilots have, that if they were to discuss this or disclose it, that there could be they could be looked at more closely when it comes to a medical, or that it would be be flagged or that they would have to jump through various other hoops. So that's definitely a fear.
Does it have
And
diarrhea?
I think that the industry has come a long way in being more accepting of mental health and letting pilots get mental health help. But I think there's still a huge stigma around mental health and a fear of talking about those types of things or anything that could be medically related. And I think UAP sightings, UFO sightings, it plays into that. And it's quite sad, in fact, because
You like Dr. Phil, Ryan?
in my experience, I don't necessarily 100% know if it was, say, Starlink or a UAP or something else, but I don't even have the resources or the ability to report this and say, hey, here's what I saw, here's what I experienced, just so somebody can look into it and maybe we can verify and know exactly what it is.
Right, and there's a flip side to this too. If you report it and some medical examiner says, well, that maybe the examiner doesn't believe in it at all, and so they think, well, this is at best poor judgment. At worst, this is somebody that can't separate fantasy from reality, and he is flying hundreds of people around, so we have to give this a hard look. On the other hand, if you have seen something and you say you didn't and you sign that form, that could be a problem because you can now be charged with lying on a federal document. And let's say you didn't report it, but maybe the other crew member did, or maybe approach or departure or ATC reported something, and you never know. You could be the only link in the chain that didn't. It just creates a difficult scenario for a pilot who should be able to just be honest and talk about, hey, not sure what.
Stop waiting for 20% while home prices continue to climb. The biggest barrier to homeownership
What's that? Special our hand. That's got to be. Oh, fucking hell. Hands on.
A C-130 Hercules transport aircraft comes apart mid-flight. This is unbelievable. Let me show you the video and I'll explain what I think happened. All right, let me stop it right there. You can see the wings and you can see part of the fuselage. Those four little things pointing out down this way are the engines on the C-130. And I believe what's coming out the ends of the wings is fuel. All right, when the C-130 can dump fuel, it would come out the ends of the wings like that. And I believe because of the way this aircraft came apart, the fuel that is remaining in the wings is now venting out the end of those pipes at the end of the wing. What's missing in this picture is the tail of the aircraft and the cockpit of the aircraft. It's just come apart. I've never seen anything like this. The very first part of this video, you saw either the tail or the fuselage or the cockpit part of the airplane kind of descending on its own. What could cause something like this?
Just 10 minutes away from the Jersey Shore is the small suburban town. Tonight on Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon journeys to Pomona, California, and finds a fine.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards. Sign up for Microsoft Rewards and earn points for your everyday activity.
She's not? I don't know, I'm not sure. Do you see her anywhere around? No, but I hear her voice. I recognize her
So
playing.
can you tell that those voices
Class is over.
This might be the only delivery service that actually feels chef made, because it is. This is cooked.
We are all guilty of spending way too much time on Facebook Marketplace. And that's how I've accumulated all of these projects. And then one day last week, I decided to type yacht into the search bar, and this came up. A 1984 45-foot Uniflight yacht hull with an appraised value of almost $25,000, a short description that said it didn't run but might not take much to get going, and the price of free. I knew that I only had one choice. Drop everything I'm doing, hop in the car, drive hundreds of miles to Lake Powell, and figure out if I just got the best deal of my entire life or made a decision that'll haunt me forever.
What a stressful morning. Who knew owning a 45-foot yacht was so stressful?
Did it ever run? Well,
that doesn't sound too good.
Awesome, Bo. Hey, thank you so much.
That's what I don't know about.
Two gasoline engines. I didn't let the camera know that I had found this out, but I just want to let you guys know because you're going to hear us talk about the gasoline engines on the boat. I hope not. I really hope I'm not rebuilding two Chevy 350s in the back end of the boat, but yeah. So how do we want to deal with the transfer? How do you want to go about that?
I just talked to my sister like 20 minutes ago. I told her she's at the durable power attorney for everything. So she called the Utah DMV about the phone. So hey, the flight's supposed to ride and we'll have it, right? And she said super simple. So we do have my dad's death certificates and stuff.
So basically, the power attorney will write me a bill of sale with the power attorney copy. Yep. Yep. Slip fee would be my problem.
I'm excited. I mean, I told you, I went to your son, I was like, oh, this is the guy. This is so you can fix it, make it nice. And I was also looking at values of that photo, like when it's all like done up and nice, and it's upwards to like $100,000 worth of value. You know, the boat's just.
Yep. Yeah, it's just bust out another few thousand. It's typical boat stuff. And then I love it, dude. I'm stoked. I'm super honored that you let me do this, and I'm hoping that I can definitely live up to your expectations.
Like I said, I hope you subscribe, and I can't wait to see the journey and how much you love.
What? I thought you get catfish the whole time and stop in the paper and like we did that. We could put that boat in our lake. 45 minutes from the shop, dude. We could have yacht 30 lunches. We could just drive out, be a little long lunch, like a 2-hour lunch. You drive out in the Toyota, pull up to the yacht, get in the yacht. Also, I lost the shit because I literally swept through your fucking man. I don't know how much of the conversation you just heard. Probably. Is this your car insurance premium? This? even this.
They don't want us to know that there's an easy way to lower your car insurance costs. What you do is you go to simplify.com and it takes.
Hey, that is a massive freshwater tank. Holy smokes. I don't know what used to be there. Maybe a pressure tank? Got out, in. I don't know what that could have been. Yep, that is a huge water tank.
In the boat, there's zero water. I was so scared, honestly, that there was water back here. The only water's in the engine room. We got a sick boat. And this boat, well, it has a little bit of stuff here, a little bit of stuff there. There's no peeling laminate. Like, when you see this stuff and it's water damage, it peels. And there's no peeling walls in this. Oh, that's headline. Whoa. Alright, you guys, last night we had a pretty great night's sleep, honestly. We cleaned up the bedroom, got everything dialed in there, and this morning, you know what we're doing is diving straight in to this engine room. So, did a little bit of digging, and realization hit me. This engine room has seen at least 12 inches of water, and let's get down there and show you how I know that. Alright, down here in the engine bay, we have a ton of batteries. We have 4, 8, 16, or 12, sorry, math started this morning. 12 batteries down here, and they've all been underwater. You can see the water line around the whole hull. There's a nice water line. So, that means a whole bunch of things. Number one, everything below that line has been underwater, so everything's kind of rusty and corroded. These batteries are all junk. Luckily, this was just high enough. Luckily, most of those electronics were just high enough, but it does look like we got water into that one. And it was close to, and it's honestly kind of getting in the boat right there. So luckily, someone realized what was going on and bilge pumped it out or something. Another thing, I was hoping that we could just pull off a nice little soft line, hook up some fuel to these, and get fuel going into them, but we have hard lines, which is crazy. We go around to our little fuel filter here, and I have no clue where the pump is so far. I don't know if the pump's part of the carburetor, what's going on there. So, yeah, 2 engines, gasoline, generator, big old 4-cylinder bad boy. This thing's honestly huge. So at the time of filming this video, I knew absolutely nothing about the boat, and I hadn't really looked into the documents or details of anything. This is a 12.5 kilowatt Westerbake generator, and they are super reliable, super sought after, and this one only has 675 hours, so it's super low hours for what it is, and more than likely we will be keeping this on the boat. We have 35 amp battery charger. We have, I believe this is our converter, smart battery combiner. There's a whole bunch of crazy stuff in here. I brought fuel filters, I brought oil filters, I brought spark plugs, which I have no clue how to get to on this. One more thing is, we got these jumper cables here. I have no clue what they were hooked to, but they were hooked to these batteries, and you can see that was completely underwater, super corroded. Overall, it doesn't look too bad down here. It is unfortunate, like most of this stuff's rotten. I don't know how the stringers are yet. Hopefully, this boat was built really good. And the stringers are water free, but I think there might probably be a little water damage from the stringers themselves. We end up having to pick up the stringers. That's going to be a huge job, but for right now, they don't feel strong. You can kick them, they don't move, they feel solid, but I need a ball peen hammer and actually start tapping on them and see what they sound like inside. If they're hollow sounding and they're raw, hopefully they sound solid. We do have a cool fire suppression thing back here. Looks like it's electronically actuated and not connected anymore, but it is here, which is cool. We need to get all that stuff running. I would like to have as much safety equipment running in the boat as possible. It does seem like a lot of this may have been wired at some point in time. I have no clue. But engine to engine something. So we have, there's some rough idea of the wiring in here, but overall it's cool battery, and it's kind of concerning. We also found starting fluid that's full, so that makes me assume somebody has been trying to start it or had a hard time starting it, or even just extra twinkling and cut off switch, battery switch there. We're gonna have to, unfortunately, figure out how to power this started from that. I also need to figure out if this is a 12-volt system, a 24-volt system, a 32-volt system. There's a whole bunch of different voltage patterns that this could be, so I'm gonna try and do a little bit of research on what I'm going to pick up 12 volts to it. I'm gonna try something that I'm going to power. Yeah, that's kind of a rough cooling out in the engine room. It's getting warm here already. Cooling at 9:30, but it's pretty warm. This is very overwhelming. I think the first thing I'm going to do is start chasing water in, and I brought a voltmeter. But I need to go get my voltmeter, test if any of that voltage, and also see if the 12 volt system, which is 3 volt IR
that started. It's like power goes started. And so it's gone. So I can possibly chase it when I can't disconnect because that issue with this and see if it's low. I don't know if it's actually counting this coil or anything. So this is all shot in the dark of the room and trying to get it out. Alright, one of the questions about when you be driving and go up and see what the fuel looks like.
Not as bad as it potentially could. I don't keep every often fueling it. And I also want to go try to run the fuel tank to see what's in the fuel tank because you're actually going to look at 30 minutes. If you can put fuel in the fuel tank, all the fuel tank is right now are 300 because of the gasoline, which equates to roughly 65 to 75 gallon bucket. That's a lot.
So you guys have to go through and all that stuff.
We here last year, yesterday, we looked at the boat and we're still trying to run across the boat. Yeah, we're still in contact with the owner on the old guy who got great contact with it.
Yeah, I know this, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Right, so you're aware of everything, the all these people.
No, we're lucky. Yeah,
This thing has been running for 5 years. Yep. And, those are gonna be your big issues with everything like that.
Yeah, I was
Well, you're probably looking at anywhere from $12,000.
Yeah, I'm hoping get a little, but you don't think? No?
That's your due to yourself.
Okay. What do you think's gonna
Because
cost?
that thing was flooded out and stuff.
I saw it. It's
Yeah.
got about 16 inches of standing water.
Yep, and we have graded a couple of times.
Got it.
So, the biggest issue with that is that there's no,
Yeah, and it goes right into the, I know, I saw. Yep. Great, is there anything else that we need to know while you're here?
the fees on it to start is, you need deposit equal to the rent,
Okay.
then first month's rent, and then there's a $300 non-refundable application fee.
Okay.
So they'll probably run.
$2,000 or so.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah.
Or spend the $300 and turn away.
Been here for, so,
It's been here for many, many, many years and stuff, but, it hasn't let the doctor buy that I know of.
okay. So 5 years, huh?
Yeah, well, he just got to a point where he was getting old and sick and stuff, and then when, he fell behind on it, and I know once he passed away, the daughter had to try to catch up on it and do everything.
$10,000 in rent, wasn't it, or something crazy?
Yeah, about 13,
Yeah, that's,
so that they didn't lose it, but then they ran into issues with the registration and all that stuff.
yeah, they just got his death certificate and all that squared away. They're looking for the old registration, so they're trying to get a bill of sale with that.
Yeah, I know their issue was that the registration wasn't on his, or the ex-wife.
Oh, right.
And, they hadn't spoken to the ex-wife for like 20 years.
Yeah, well, I essentially had to have a lawyer clarify whether this was our to give away, to sell, to do whatever with. So basically, where we're at is that I 100% have all the things that I need to be able to sell or give this boat to somebody.
Great.
But what did the marina told me that we had to pay tax.
Yeah, dude. There's a sales tax and some marina charges to transfer on the sale of the boat. So if you sell the boat, not only you got state tax, but they said there's probably gonna be a minimum. I mean, it's their marina. I don't know.
The opportunity to pull out of Jake at Bullfrog Marina, the closest marina is Maui,
Yep.
which is like 90 nautical miles.
Which is like,
super expensive.
oh, it'll be 10 or 20,000. It'll be like $3,000-4,000 for the tow over there. So as you saw there, we initially got told by the director here that there was a potential issue with the registration, which would have been a game ender. Like, if this registration was still in the man's ex-wife's name, that could have gotten hairy real quick. Turns out, looks like the ex-wife passed away a month before the owner of the boat passed away, and right as survivorship, supposedly, we're good. They got that all settled up. It looks like we are good to actually own this yacht. I have been stressing out all morning, trying to make calls to get this thing transported. What a stressful morning. Who knew owning a 45-foot yacht was so stressful? Oh, I guess every yacht owner ever. Gus, you hold it together great, because I'm not doing the best here, buddy. I know it kind of feels like we're all over the place because we are. We have no clue what's going on. And the day is passing us by pretty quickly. We've been talking to the management here, talking to passerbyers, trying to figure everything out, talking to the previous owners, and I think as of right this second, we are actively looking to try and get this thing transported to Navajo Marina and dry store it there. Will we fix some things up? Possibly, but for right now, she's on the water and we're gonna have to start paying this $1,000 a month slip rent, which is insane. I've never ever paid any sort of storage fee close to that, let alone for a boat, which is gonna cost me thousands of dollars. So the term bust out another $1,000 will literally apply on the first of every month. So that's something that we're considering heavily right now. But before I get into the engine room too deeply, we have to get the death freezer out of here. That thing is gross. It is absolutely disgusting. So under here, we did pull this up once. We'll show it with you guys right now. I'm gonna pull it up in. And under here, we think we saw some big black trash bags. So I'm gonna have to go down in Spidey Jungle. Also, that's unfortunate, but some new screws in that. They're a little longer to grab the 2x4. But I have to go down in Spidey Jungle and try and get some trash bags out of here. And also explore what's down here, because I honestly haven't really investigated yet. Well, that's soft. Oh, it's because it's spanning a huge thing. Look at those trash bags. Nice and wrinkly those. We have some big wrappers. That's cool. We got some pumps. A brand new Mr. Buddy heater. A bunch of random food. Oh, is that a vacuum? Babe, it's the little thistle, the thing you want. We got a toolbox down here. Over here we have a butane torch. Looks like some lamps, a bunch of camping gear. Oh, zip ties. Oh my goodness. Propane hose. Alright, this is a score. We have a whole bunch of stuff down here. We'll have to go through a little bit of a later date. Looks like we have a bunch of pop rivets. They were doing the deck railing with pop rivets. We got a bunch of cotter pins. There is a ton of supplies down here, so we're gonna have to go through this as we figure things out and start fixing stuff up. But again, right now, worried about them trash bags and getting this death thing out here. So check it. Oh, gross. They're stuck to the floor. Alright, they're good on the inside. The plastic's good and everything. Some of the plastic film's supposed to deteriorate. It's been here so long, but this is looking good. Enjoy watching us absolutely suffer while we get rid of that. It's going to be disgusting and probably one of the most hands-down scarring moments in my life. But here we are. You're in for this ride with us, and you're lucky there's not smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
Found the Allens, so we can start taking apart this railing. So we're going to have to go straight out with this freezer all the way to the dock over there. Also, goal for today. Freezer out of here, kind of vacuum up the interior and just make it a little less gross in here, maybe wipe down the walls, and then see if we can get this bad boy running. I'm kind of concerned about the running part because there's so much going on down there. It's honestly terrifying, but I do think that we will be able to maybe get it fired off. I might not be able to use the gas. I might just have to shut off any sort of fuel pump, maybe disconnect the fuel line, and then crank it with some ether and just see if it fires, see if it's knocking, see if anything's like that. But as you heard, the guy here says that it's going to be over $10,000 to even get this boat running again. So now we got a challenge. Can we get our free yacht running and driving for free, or at least under $10,000? I'm pretty confident that I can rebuild both these engines and the drives and everything for under 10 grand, but I'm not a boat guy, so
We got this.
we got this. Let's get this taken apart. All right, folks. So we got for nose protection, got some gloves. Let's deal with the hands down nastiest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Oh, wish us luck. Grab some gloves. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad, dude. Dude, it's so bad. I might go.
Diarrhea again.
Oh my god.
Kinda sucks.
This is awful. Oh, sorry. Right, check my. Oh. Let's head over. Tie that up. Take it out. Tripping sweat. Coming back too, that was freaking awful. Oh my god, you guys, that was the grossest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I've done some gross things.
I think we literally just disposed of a dead body.
Dude, that was disgusting. If you're old and have a houseboat, just go ahead and throw your meat away before it goes bad, please. That duct tape, you got it there. Let's just start taking a little bit. Start to tape this thing up.
just to get work done. A simple task turns into...
Alright, it's getting real hot. Just rinsed off fresh water hose there. Feeling a lot better. Cooler is out. That is awesome. Now we are done with the absolute nastiest of the nasty. And we can move on. Jenna's gonna start cleaning the boat. I'm gonna hop down in the back there in the engine room, see if I can diagnose some stuff and see if we can get power to one of these engines, see if I can crank or what the heck is going on. At least diagnose some stuff, because it's bad down there. Whole battery bank was underwater. There's wires going everywhere, so I think I'm just gonna start figuring stuff out one by one.
I'm ready to tackle that mouse poop in the car. It'll be so much better.
It's gonna be so much better after today. Today's our day where it's gonna actually transform and be a little less gross, and maybe we'll hear the center pop off. Look at these super yachts. Like, we're here on a free yacht, and then they definitely spent maybe, I mean, that's probably $1.5 million. I'm sure someone will chime in. Got a hot tub up top? Probably. Time to get back out in that engine bay. Wish me luck. Alright, we're down here in the engine room, and I've been messing around. We got this fuel line off. This fuel line connects the carburetor right there to this fuel pump down here. So that's disconnected, and honestly, there's like no junk in there. Let's see if we can get it to focus. There's no gunk in there. So it's looking really promising as far as the fuel system. We also disconnected, this is the water separator. They came down here, disconnected this. No fuel came out, no sludge, no nasty. So this could have possibly been stored dry fuel, which would be huge. I also checked the fuel gauge up on the fly bridge. Turn the key on. We did get some power to some stuff, but we did not see the fuel rising. So there's a possibility that we're in the clear. We're also going to end up ditching this generator. It's just not something that we're going to need for what we're doing. So when we ditch this generator, we're going to have an extra probably 1,000 pounds of payload back here, which should be like 150 gallons of gas. So we can just ditch this, put a gas tank in here, maybe, potentially, and then we can have the gas tank using this right all here in the thing. That's a bad idea. Feel free to tell me. You're a boat owner and boat builder.
Hello.
But that's kind of my tentative plan. For now, what we're going to do is put the fuel system back together on this. Since it's all contained here, we can shove this into a gas can and see if this thing fires up after we deal with this wiring nightmare. So these are all our batteries. They're absolutely cooked. They're not looking very good. And then this is the rest of everything we have to deal with. Sitting. There's a lot going on here. It's an understatement, but this is our wire to the starter motor. And then we have a ground right here. Those are the two important things. And I think the coil pack possibly is fired up by that itself, but we'll chase those wires and just see where everything's going. See if we can get power to the coil and this thing starting, and then if we can, we can possibly hear this thing run. Okay, so now we're gonna start poking around for power and hope we find it somewhere. Or hope we don't find it somewhere, I have no clue, but we have 12 batteries down here. So we have power to our coil when the ignition is on, and when it's off, we do indeed lose power. So the switch is working all the way back here. That's a good sign. Next, we need to get good power to our starter here, because I believe we don't have close to enough cranking amps on here, so I'm gonna go get one of those batteries that I just got. We're gonna unplug the positive wire from this starter going to over here, and we're gonna unplug the negative wire. Well, you know what? We're just gonna do the positive, and then we have these jumper cables in here that are really heavy gauge.
How you doing today, Ryan?
Jumper cable the negative, so that this entire thing is still grounded and works like it should for the whole car, but it has that extra power. That was backfeeding power into the system. We have power cable. She's warming up in here, folks. Tell you that. Starting to sweat. We go rinse off with the pressure water shower. And I guess I'll check the oil real quick. Wow. Looks clean. Let's try and bump this thing real quick. I'm gonna stay back here. Just see if it cranks. Turn it to on. Bump it. Let's try one more time. Okay? Yep. Stop. Sick. It's not locked up. Woo! Yo, that is rad. That is honestly absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Doesn't sound like super happy, but it definitely is not locked up. I think it needs quite a bit more cranking amps.
Yeah, like it needs power.
like two of these batteries or three of these batteries next to each other. Like all these batteries might have been, I don't know how many cranking amps these need, but
It's probably a lot, but yo, Air 5. Bam! We have at least one good engine, which means we can put around our lake.
You guys roll. Thank you so much. Just like that. I don't know if you guys saw. Tipped in some $50 because Fred's dad. Yeah, that's where she's going.
Alright, you guys, great news. One of the engines is not locked up. Now, on to the bad news. More good news is we actually found a gas can from one of our neighbors. I went and got gas because we were going to try and get that one fired off. Real quick, can we just admire how nice this kitchen cleaned up? Like, this thing is in good shape. The front is cleaning up absolutely amazing. Jenna has been killing it. Absolutely killing it. We're both dying. It's hot. And now, the previous owner would really like us to get this boat moved to our lake. So much so that they're worried that if they don't help us get it there, that we're not going to be able to do anything with it and they're going to be stuck with the boat. Now, it's going to cost them over $20,000 to salvage this boat, which means scrap it. So explaining this a little better, Lake Powell is 175 feet low full capacity, which means all the marinas, boat ramps, and utilities are having to adapt. And also, some of the boat ramps are no longer able to pull out boats, especially of this size. At the time of filming this, the marina or a service across the lake over at Bullfrog had quoted the previous owners to pull this boat out and actually ship it to Southern California. But something changed between then and now, and they told the previous owners now that the only way they would pull the boat out is if they kept the boat and the previous owners paid them $23,000 to throw the boat away and salvage it. So obviously this boat is worth much more than salvage, and the previous owners were nervous that they would have to pay a whole nother year's slip rent for the lake to come back up and then that salvage fee. So that's why they are in such a rush for us to secure transportation once the boat got to the south end of the lake. I honestly don't think that service or whoever was going to pull the boat out and keep it would actually throw this boat away. It's obviously a very nice boat, so there's something weird going on there, but either way, that's just a little bit of the explanation as to why we are so frantic to figure things out. Throw it away. That means this boat is just going to go to the junk, to the trash, it's going to go in a landfill. Sorry for that not to happen because we're all in here. The motor cranks, this thing has so much potential, but if we can't get this moved from Lake Powell, we're currently at Hall's Crossing Marina, right across from Bullfrog, to Navajo Lake, New Mexico. It's Navajo Resort, Navajo Dam.
How you
We're not going
doing?
to be able to keep the boat, and they're going to pay to salvage it, which is going to cost them over $20,000. So I now need your guys' help. If we can't get this boat moved, we can't keep the boat. So if anyone knows a moving company or an individual who can move a 45-foot 15-foot beam width yacht, please reach out. My email is on screen, efwfab@gmail.com. Send me an email. Please don't just send me an email to say hi. We need a yacht moving company. And if we don't, we literally just wasted a couple days of our life and cleaned out Death Freezer for nothing. I don't want this boat to go to scrap. I really don't. So if you can help us, give us an email. After our stressful conversation with the previous owner, the manager, and figuring out everything else that was going on here, we spent the rest of the night calling everyone in the county trying to secure transportation across the water and then transportation from the south end of the lake to Navajo Lake to try and make sure that we can get this boat out of the water and to a secure location where we know it's not going to get thrown away. Alright, first thing we're going to do in this video, the neighbors invite us on their boat, so you know what that means? We're going boating.
Drive that bus.
time on our friend's wake surf boat. Thanks, Dustin, for the invitation. And now we're gonna get ready for bed, clean up the house a little bit more. And tomorrow, we're gonna hear both of those engines fire up, and we're gonna get the rest of this houseboat clean, including the top deck, which is honestly what I'm most excited about. Who's that?
Morning to day 3 of our free yacht adventure. Now, today, the mission is serious.
How you doing
We need to
today,
hear those
Ryan?
engines fire up, and we need to get the rest of this interior dialed in. Few things on the agenda. I borrowed a gas can, and I promised to return it last night. Told them where we were, never used the gas in the gas can, and they got their gas can back. And I can't even be mad because I told them I was going to return it. They were very friendly about it. Like, yeah, we picked up the gas can. I was like, sick. I'm glad you guys got it and it didn't get stolen. But now, I got to go get a gas can and gas. So we're going to go do that real quick while Jenna starts cleaning. But on a serious note, yesterday was so much fun. Huge shout out to Brian and Dustin and their entire family because that was an amazing trip on their surf boat. I got to surf for the first time in my life. Saw some kids throw some huge backflips off some cliffs, even double backflips, and those kids were very cool, ranging from like 21 to 23. It was really, really cool to just see them all out there and doing their thing. Anyway, today is the day. I want to hear those engines fire off, and I want to see this interior looking like someone cares about it a little bit. We got half dialed in. I mean, half of this side of the boat. So let's get to work. Let's go get some gas. She's gonna clean it. It's gonna be a darn good day. I'm so excited for this boat. We're manifesting everything perfect.
Go!
First things first today, when you got some gas, we're gonna open back up the hatches, gonna disconnect the fuel lines on this side, make sure there's no gum. Last time we got that side cranking over so we know it's not locked up. We're gonna get this side cranking over. We're gonna make sure both the oils are good. Once both the oils are good, dialed in, good to go, we're gonna go ahead, stick the hose in that gas can and see if these things fire off. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna be able to get these things firing off, but today's really like one of those determining factors. If these engines are cooked, it's gonna complicate the whole
I
situation.
got a free boat, Ryan.
Compartment. It's been so long since I've seen you. Oh, 8 hours. Now they're down in the engine bay. The first thing we need to do is go to the other side of this engine and do exactly what we did with this starter, which is hook power directly to the starter from our new battery. So we gotta crawl to the other side of the engine where there's not really much place to stand, sit, or work. Try and get that starter connected. First thing I'm gonna do, this is the power to our other starter. It's even labeled port engine starter. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it off of this. All right. We have power hooked up. We need to get our ground hooked up, which we're using a jumper cable for. Scratch off. These engines are painted, and this is not factory paint. So I want to go and do the same thing with this one because it didn't sound quite as smooth as that one. And then we can also do spark plugs in that engine. We do have 16 total spark plugs, which let me tell you wasn't the cheapest thing in the world. Right now, currently, we are $460 in supplies, about $200 in marina food, because we brought no food into this yacht. So as of right now, we're $675 into this. Jenna?
Okay.
Just go ahead and throw that one in reverse, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
And be ready to put it back where it needs to go. Sorry. Go ahead. Turn it off.
Oh my god.
A little bit of clunking.
I hear something.
Like clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah, like something's trying to spin.
No, it's fun. Alright, so we're gonna investigate, see what the heck's going on, why it's not staying running. I'm gonna kind of just poke around for a minute, and then I'll report back when we find out.
They got a free boat, Ryan.
We got the fuel filter off, I guess that's what this is, and that is not the color you want your gas. So that fuel pump is probably just cooked, that's why. It's got really bad gas in it. It's sat for a long time, so now we're gonna put this back and think about our lives. After a little bit of further investigation, turns out we have cracked a fuel line to check if we have fuel coming out of our fuel line, and the fuel pump isn't doing the pump thing. There are very obvious signs the fuel pump is underwater, like this. If you see that blue thing in the corner, you can tell there's a little water line on it. That fuel pump probably needs replaced. We're gonna ditch getting this one running for right now. If we heard it fire, good engine. We're gonna come over to this one and we're going to get that one started. Also, I thought I might have heard a knock on this one, but I'm pretty sure it's just detonation ping, which means there's just not enough good gas left, so the engine is actually like firing at the wrong time. It's trying to light the gas on the upstroke instead of at the perfect time, which makes the engine sound really bad. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna hop over to this engine. We're gonna try and get everything back on this. We have a water hose off. We're gonna put the water hose back on that because there should be water coming out of that. And we're just gonna get this one plugs out, PB blaster in all the cylinders, and hopefully see this one fire up. We also didn't pull any gas out of this gas line when we disconnected it, because we disconnected it before we cranked it, so there's a chance this fuel pump's still good, and this fuel pump should, oh man, sorry I dropped you guys, but there is a chance that this fuel pump, which does not have a water line on it, is still good. So we're gonna go with that, see if we can get this running, and we'll report back when we start cranking this. Hopefully it's good.
Why waste another summer not loving your body?
With Place 44, we turned that question into a successful business.
A woman has an average of
Alright, we have everything done the same to this one. Moved the cylinders, got some gas running to it, got a little bit of gas out of this fuel line, so maybe this fuel pump will work. So with Jenna here. Alright, it's not, it ran. That's really cool. Go again. Throttle up just a little bit. Hey, that is extremely promising. So what we're gonna do now, I don't know if that gas can is actually letting gas get to the carburetor. I don't know if I can get that fuel in now far, so I'm cutting the lid off the can. Gasoline cannot get through the can, so pour just a little bit of gas in here and see if the fuel pump is sucking out the gas. Gas. Keep cranking, get good. So the fuel pump is not drawing any fuel out of this. All right. The mic stuck to a wrench, so we're running with it. We have a French mic. What we have going on is we need fuel filters, we need fuel pumps, and we need spark plug wires, maybe a cap and rotor. We need some parts. So as far as getting these completely functional, we're at a standstill. We are over 2 hours from the closest parts store, and they're not going to have anything for these engines. So what we're going to do now, we're going to close up this engine compartment. Now I want to go upstairs with Jenna, and we want to get the upper deck dialed in because we haven't even been up there for more than a minute or two, and it's probably the coolest part of the boat in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead, shut all this down. We'll explore the upper deck, show you around, and then get that thing cleaned up and looking neat.
Alright guys, the paddock is downstairs. We're cleaning up now. We're getting ready to clean up the
Nasty upper deck. But it's also the coolest part of the boat, in my opinion. Like, this is where you're gonna hang out and feel like you're on the lake and not in a mini apartment. Which, I mean, a mini apartment on lake's really cool, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to have like lake time. So there are spider webs everywhere, there's dirt everywhere. We don't have a broom, we have like a kind of broom.
Yeah, I found two of these
Scrubbers.
deck brooms.
Which is cool. We can scrub the deck. We do have a hose. We can maybe get some water up here to scrub the
I
upper
think
deck.
that's the only way we're gonna get those seats up there clean is by
Yeah,
getting
it's
some water in the scrub.
pretty gnarly. Just went live with a YouTube video, so if you haven't seen it, we have a TDI swap, Toyota Tacoma. You should go check that out. But yeah, all that aside, it's time to get to work, getting dirty, getting clean. Honestly, this upper deck is coming out so nice, but I was messing with the steering wheel, just honestly cleaning it off, and I turned it a little bit, and it's looking like we have a, let's see if it'll do it, Yeah, we have a little bit of a hydraulic leak. So I know nothing about boat steering, but what I do know is this thing works on a hydraulic system, probably similar to full hydraulic on a rock crawler. So that means there's something like an orbital valve in there, and it just pushes fluid one way or pulls fluid the other way to move the fins, or whatever you want to call them, the rudders. Sorry, I'm not a ship captain quite yet, but I'm assuming got a hydraulic leak. So let's get that sorted out. But really, this boat looks so... Also, whose stupid idea was it for this to pool right there?
It is a hot one out there today. We got half of the upper deck clean, but the marina was about to close, and you know what that means.
Had to stop by and get a marina dinner. Macaroni and cheese, salad, some snacks, lots of snacks, extra snacks.
We might have been hungry while we were shopping, but don't judge us. We're gonna eat real quick. The rest of that upper deck cleaned up, and it'll look sick. It's like 11:30, and we woke up to some smashing and banging. Turns out over here, this thing has been smashing and banging for some time, right on this pole. Really unfortunate, but we came out, tightened the rope on the other side a little bit, and everything should be good. We have some stuff out here. Just gotta make sure it was all good. But first night was kind of a storm, and we're doing both things, smashing, banging, and bombing and weaving.
Check out our sick lights.
From paperwork to privacy, filings to fees, starting a business can be complicated. At
Alright, you guys. Last night we got the upper deck clean, and it feels so much better up here. This is the boat part of the boat house. You know what I'm saying? The yacht. The part that you think of when I'm on a yacht is right here. So, I know, it really is. Now that we have the upper deck clean, and we survived that crazy windy night.
It was wild.
It was honestly crazy.
Things were banging, we were moving.
It was wild. But now that we're done with that, we're gonna go get all the crap off of this lower deck. We basically just shoved everything down here. We're gonna get all of our covers over to the dock over there, start washing those off and start cleaning up this last little bit of exterior. We're also gonna try and pull off as much of this crap that's just flying around looking really rugged and crappy. And yeah, just finish this cleanup process. We're so close, so close.
So close.
And then we're gonna have to go to a parts store and get some parts, because I need fuel pumps, I need filters, I need all sorts of stuff to try and get these engines dialed in.
We need a list. We started our list of what we need to bring.
And the last thing that we're gonna have to do inside is under the bow in that double bunk room. We haven't even really been in there much more than to show you guys initially.
It's a little spooky. There's spider webs. I've been a little. I told him he needs to take spider webs before I go and clean in there.
I'm gonna go get that done a little bit later today. But before it's too sunny out here, I am absolutely sunburned. We're gonna get this done. And yeah, this boat is so close.
How long have you seen this boat here? This year. You said it's 84. This boat, you saw this boat here? I was here brand new. You saw this boat get delivered to Powell brand new. So this has been a Powell boat, Halls Crossing, since 1984. And we're about to try and take it out and bring it to Navajo.
Are you taking it out?
Yeah, we're about 40 minutes from Navajo.
Yeah.
So
are you gonna take it down to how you folding it down?
don't know yet. That's still
You won't
TBD.
get it out here.
They said 1 week. And then also they told us that, well, they told the previous owner that they have no interest in pulling it out unless they're keeping it. They pay them to salvage it. At first they told them $26,000 to take to SoCal, and they didn't want to do that. So then after she called back to see what it would be to Navajo, and then they told her that they won't pull it out unless she pays them $23,000 to salvage it.
That don't make sense.
Well, if you want to step on the boat, it doesn't make any sense. As you guys just saw, we found out that Miss Mary One here has been in this water for over 40 years. 42 years to be specific. This boat was delivered here new in 1984 and it's been here ever since. We also did some further investigating. This boat has only had 2 previous owners. The previous owner bought it 12 years ago, and before that, the original owner had it from 1984 until then. It's pretty cool that we're the 3rd owners of this boat, and we're gonna be the first and only people to ever take it out of Powell, and we're probably gonna take it to where it lives the rest of its life at Lake Navajo, which is really cool. So we have the upper deck clean, we have the back deck clean. Now we're gonna start working our ways on the side deck. I know we said we were going into the bow. We're gonna hold off on that for just a little bit. It's warming up, it's getting warmer, and we just wanna, I don't know, stay wet and not hot. So we're gonna pull off all of these. They kind of look tacky in my opinion. It makes the boat look a lot less clean. I wanna pull off all the railing guards here. We'll leave the actual railings, but we're gonna get rid of all this fabric. There's aluminum in here. There's a bunch of aluminum material here that they were using to put these railings up. We're gonna get that out of here. We'll take that back to the shop. We'll probably use it for another project. And then we're gonna keep cleaning the outside of the boat. Just try and get that transformation looking epic. So yeah, time to get back to cleaning.
Something over the top of the boat.
Alright, we're dang near cleaning this boat, the exterior specifically, but we're down here getting all of this water out from under these engines because, well, the drains on either side, see one in that corner and one in that corner, they were both clogged when we were cleaning the upper deck, and actually they've been clogged for a really long time, and that's why there was so much standing water in here. When I first got here, I was so confused on who would build a boat that didn't have drains in it, and nobody. It has drains, just the previous owners / the people here at the dock didn't care enough to. All they'd have to do is spray a little water down both of those and they would have been cleaned out, but it is what it is. We're here now, we're just salvaging what we can. But that being said, we've got a shot back in here because the bilge pump that's in here still leaves about 1.5 inches of water in the bottom. And I just want to get all the water out before we leave this thing for a week, so that's what we're gonna do now. So now we're gonna take this heavy thing out. That thing gets 2.5 gallons of water super fast. Alright, you guys, we have now completed our initial stay with Miss Mary One, our new 45-foot twin-engine yacht home. Yacht home. Used to like car homes, now we're in a yacht home. So let's go ahead before we leave and just recap everything that we've done since we got here, which is a literal ton. We've transformed this area from what it used to be into what it is now. It looks absolutely so much better. We can touch stuff without feeling disgusting. We took out dead freezer, and also it's like 100 degrees, but we're hungry. All we've eaten all weekend is whatever we could buy at this little marina, which just consisted of candy, chips, and like frozen dinners. We had a couple burgers. They were, I guess, okay, but it's been rough. We're ready to go home, sleep in our own bed with air conditioning, and also eat like a real meal. We're gonna stop at the first restaurant we see that. We've now also cleaned up this entire area. We're gonna recap what it used to look like versus what it looks like now. It looks so much better. We wiped down every single wall, every single surface. I say we, it was all John. I didn't like nearly any of this down. What I was doing is diagnosing the engines, which we'll get to. Our kitchen looks much better. We cleaned out all the drawers. We still need to do a lot more, but it feels so much better just as a whole in here. Coming back here, this was full of nasty food. It's empty now. This was full of nasty stuff. It's clean now. The hallway, also dialed in. Bedroom, we did a ton of cleaning in here as well. This actually needed, oh, we're unplugged, but there is some power somewhere. That's interesting. We actually need to still do a little more cleaning. We're gonna pull up all the carpet and stuff, but this was the nicest and cleanest of the rooms. We still need to tear down all the curtains. We need to get into the bathroom. We didn't even touch in here. Not even cleaned yet. It's a little bit tiny. Going outside, cleaned off this swim deck. It was disgusting before, and now it is looking absolutely awesome. I guess this is the back porch. I don't even know what you call this. That's the swim deck. It also got a small rinse. My personal favorite part is upstairs. This came out so freaking good. It looks amazing. We are gonna have to pull all these chairs down and lay them down because the winds come whipping in from that way. We found that out last night, but washed everything, got all the spidey webs out of here. No more creepy crawlies, no more bugs. It looks absolutely amazing. And then of course, our captain's seating area. This looks so good. Before there were spider webs everywhere, it was disgusting. We still obviously have a little bit of dirt and stuff, but it's looking fantastic. So, our free yacht, not quite so free. Let's go over our costs so far. We have about $250 since we got here, invested into random stuff. We got the gas can, we got gas, we got food, we got snacks, all that stuff. We're about $250 in ice, all that stuff. Probably closer to $300, we'll call it $300. And before we came out, we spent $465 on 2 brand new batteries, 2 oil changes, 2 fuel filters, 2 oil filters, and some other miscellaneous stuff. And it's been about, it'll probably be $125 in fuel round trip there and back. So we'll put the total on the screen. That is our current total for our free 45-foot yacht. We're gonna keep tallying this up all the way until this is in the water at our personal lake, so that you guys can also see how much money this is gonna cost. I'm trying to be transparent. It's just interesting to me how much different stuff costs, and maybe it's interesting to you. So yeah, we have absolutely no clue what we're doing and no clue how much it's gonna cost, but I know, if anything, we're gonna be busting out another 1,000. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this crazy yacht journey we're on. I'm so stoked to have you guys here to be able to do this and call this a job.
I'm hot and I'm tired.
Yeah, we're getting crabby at each other. We're hungry. We're almost arguing. This isn't becoming too much fun anymore because we really didn't plan to stay out here this long when we came out here. So
Hot. And the fact of like little food, like
yeah, we're like I said, food, AC, sleep. We're gonna go get all those 3 things. We're gonna be back out here in one single week, and also I am gonna take a couple photos just because I'm curious of the water levels, a couple different indicators, and we'll see what the water is like in 1 week at Lake Powell here in Utah. So I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys want to subscribe and see more of this. And until next time, guys, I'm Patrick. This is Jenna. This is Elevated Fatworks and our new free yacht.
I have 3 businesses that are selling on Shopify. Once I figure out
I don't know if they'll be able to fix their lawn.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that.
Andy and his wife Suzanne purchased the successful restaurant Fleming, a taste of Denmark, 8 years ago.
We knew it was a good restaurant, we knew it was very popular, and the whole idea for us was to try and keep it as much the same as possible, so there'd be little change other than someone else greeting them at the front door. Hi, welcome to Fleming, how are you? We were worried about the fact that it said Fleming, a taste of Denmark. Neither one of us know much about Scandinavian food.
it doesn't have celery in it, does it?
We struggled to try and find a chef to come in, very knowledgeable in Danish cuisine. We finally found something we like. Melinda is a classically trained chef.
Very Danish food today, huh?
I'm from Cuba, and the menu right now is 100% cuisine.
Give me flavor on the food, flavor.
I prefer something like when you right away you eat your food, you feel it. What is that?
Bam! You're gonna have to start learning how to speak Danish. I have this chef who's got lots of ideas, let's change this, let's change that. But I've been very reluctant because I don't want to alienate our regular, loyal customers.
Follow me, ladies. Our clientele that comes to the restaurant are old people. All the servers and read the obituaries to see if our customers are listed on there. After a while, it's pretty sad when you see them sort of knocking down like dominoes.
So I haven't been here for a while because health situation.
Oh, well, better.
Yeah.
And that's just sad to know these are the only people that we serve to.
It's going like it's been going. This is what we got. 15 years ago, you couldn't get in here on a Friday or Saturday night because it was booked. Now we don't even have reservations to fill our Friday and Saturday night.
I think we have to change something.
Talk about that.
Andy has been afraid to make changes, and why, when I tell Andy, well, I want to do this and I want to do that, and he says, that's not going to fly. You can't worry just about what the old farts think that come into your restaurant. You got to get in the younger people and the middle-aged people that are going to be your clients for the next 10 years.
So, maybe one dinner.
The huge amount of debt that we're under right now, it puts a strain on the restaurant, it puts a strain on the relationship I have with employees, it puts a strain on my relationship at home with Suzanne. It sucks.
Oh, we can't have many more Saturday nights like this, or we're not going to stay in business. Our restaurant and our home mortgage are tied into one loan. I'm concerned about losing our house. This has been one of the most stressful years of my life.
We're at a point where we need this restaurant to be successful soon, or we're in big trouble.
People immigrate to America to chase the great American dream. They come from Sicily to open the most amazing Italian restaurants. From Shanghai to open their Chinese restaurants. This is the first time I've ever been to a Danish restaurant. Can't wait to meet the Danish immigrants. Thank goodness I brought my dictionary.
Hi.
See you.
Welcome to Fleming.
Come on, please. And what name is?
Suzanne.
Suzanne and
I'm Andy.
Andrew, good to see you. You're the owners?
Yes.
Okay, great. Worden er doen.
I'm sorry. No Danish here.
But it's a Danish restaurant.
The Danes have left the building.
So, the chef's Danish?
No.
No,
Chef is Cuban.
Cuban. And the name Fleming, it means...
Fleming was the original owner of the restaurant.
He's Danish?
Danish.
So, I'm trying to get my head around this. Danish name, what's Danish in the restaurant?
There's still some influence in the food. And we kept everything almost identical.
Ooh, what's going on with the colour? Somebody colourblind?
Yeah, actually, I am.
But you are?
Yeah.
Well, you look very well coordinated in terms of
I
dressing.
get a lot of help.
Right, and where should I sit?
I'll take you in.
Are they there?
Those are desserts, and we put them out every day.
Why would you put them out before the customer orders them?
So they can choose.
So you finish your entree, and then you parade up here to the gallery. This is antiquated, this idea.
This was the way Fleming did it. It's been kept this way.
Seriously? Does that look appetizing? Adjacent to the bathroom door?
They all have to walk by it at some point during the evening.
Trust me, if I was on my way to the bathroom and I had to bypass that, I'd be discouraged to come back and order dessert. I've got to sit down. Dessert museum.
Maybe when you taste them, things will be better.
Good evening, how are you?
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm Julie. I'll be your servant.
Excellent.
This is the crudité we serve with every meal.
Well, I'm the crew today since my granddad's 80th birthday. So old-fashioned. How long have you been here?
I've been here 15 years.
So you were with the old owners?
Yes, I was.
What's changed here in 15 years?
Another trip to the bathroom for diarrhea.
Wow. Oh my god. Did the original restaurant have pink? Pink flowers, pink napkins, pink walls. It's pink everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, good grief. The pink walls and little blue plates. To me, it's almost antique. It's like walking into Grandma's house.
Or say goodbye to Grandma. I think I'm ready. Let's start off with the grab relax.
Okay.
Can't see that. Fricadella.
Certainly.
Entree. I'll go for the grandfather duck with Benoit's.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Don.
I have one grab black, one free appetizer. You tell me what you know really about the food from Denmark? I don't know too much. For me, it's not very exciting. I prefer something like it when you put your food in your mouth, you have fun in your mouth.
Here's your grab blocks.
Wow. Take around the plates.
It's just some garnish, and then you have the grab blocks.
Thank you, Don. Wow. tastes like flypaper. Jesus. And a nice fly on the side of my plate as well. What a shame. That tasted very strange. Way overdone. And unfortunately, the fly, he's dead now. Wait.
Okay. Oh my god. He absolutely hated this, and there was a bug on there. Garbage.
One free appetizer.
And this is our homemade frikadellas.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Frikadella. Jesus. It's just soft and mushy. Does a chef ever season food? Everything's just got this air of blandness. It's just like mush. It just disintegrates.
That's our customers.
Unbelievable. It must be a lot easier on the dentures.
Yes. Oh, so far, not so good.
My name's Dave. How's everything so far? Good.
This is special for you.
There's a swan just appeared on that lady's table over there. What is that? Cindy does that. What is that for, Cindy?
Oh, she has a tiramisu in it.
Can I just have a little look at that? Look, this is from the old day. Oh my goodness me. As this swan right there. I'm all the dessert just to get the swan. Huh? How cool is that? Enjoy. It's amazing. It reminds me of my 6th birthday party with my family. You must show me how to do that.
Okay. Oh, yes. I like to make my swans and take them to the people and see their reaction. Just take a big piece of foil, just fold it over, give enough room to have a nice big tail.
We love a big tail. More elegant. Like you. Glamorous.
Bless you. Twist it around,
I love it.
make him a pretty little head. It's just about it.
Wow.
Oh, and the kids love it. Ta-da! This is special for you.
Thank you very much. My children will love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Excellent. And you just made their day.
If this doesn't work out, I'll certainly go to work for Chef Ramsay. I'll make all the swans.
This is the deli.
My goodness me. When was that cooked?
Just now.
Really? Looks like it was roasted a couple of days ago. Thank you. Well, not even moist. Jesus, just me think. It couldn't get any worse. I don't think that Grandpappy wanted duck cooked like that. That's definitely one front duck.
Having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Honor. Here's how it works. Let's say I'm in class. I just hit record, and as you can see, everything I'm saying is turned into a transcript.
I'm
as
still
I
in
talk
class.
in real time. Because Honor is transcribing everything, I can actually listen to the professor rather than trying to type everything down. Or I can zone out for a minute. I know that nothing is going to be missed, and I will be able to refer back to the transcript. If you're attending
Horrible diarrhea.
you can capture any slide
I'm
that was
gonna
cleared
put
during
that
the
on.
lecture. Imagine being able to refer back to perfect notes from all your classes for the whole semester. By the way, everything I'm showing you is free.
Why now? I didn't even think the swan would check out.
Oh, God. You didn't like it.
Wow, 1992. Hello, Chef, I surrender. No more, please. God bless Denmark.
Denmark.
Son of a bitch. What a disaster. Where's the chef?
That way. Right behind the line.
Hello. How are you? I'm very good, I'm very good. And you're the head chef here? Yes, sir. Why is everything so bland? That's some of the worst food I've ever eaten. The gravlax, why is it so tough?
Don't have an answer for that.
It's like eating a leather belt. Frikadella, mushy. The duck was dry, overcooked. That was shocking. Honestly, the food is so outdated. Why did you let him cook that food?
Because we haven't tried to change the menu. We just haven't tried to change anything. Just been afraid to change.
My God. You're nostalgic. with something that's not worked for a long time. You are at the end of the line.
Good evening. How are you?
Word of Chef Ramsay's arrival has filled the restaurant with customers for the first time in 5 years. And so tonight, the entire Fleming staff, owners, waiters, and cooks will be tested.
Follow me, please. I am disappointed at some of the things that happened today. How's everything going out here?
Good. I just need to start sitting this room now.
Okay, but there's nowhere to go but up now. And I trust Andy 100%. I hope to God I'm right. Because if I'm not, we're shit out of luck.
My name is Julie. I'll be your server this evening. Gentlemen, have you decided?
No, something dangerous, obviously. Your grandfather, Doug.
Any shit getting them weird.
I need Cindy, please.
Just 30 minutes into service, and a number of entrees have left the kitchen.
Perfection. That's what you got.
Dinner's ready.
So clearly speed is not a problem at Fleming. However, satisfying customers is.
How's everything?
This isn't so good. This isn't so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's wrong with that?
Peter said something that was very bland.
Let's put it this way, we won't be coming back.
Anything.
I couldn't even look at that either.
It's fake and bland. And bland. Bland. Yeah.
This isn't it's very good.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay. What didn't you like about this?
You just said you hated it. You said you can't eat it. Oh.
I'll bring you the menu now so you can choose something else, and I'll get you another thing while he's out.
Thank you.
Andy,
Oh no, come on.
this is mushy.
Andy is absolutely afraid of change. He's tried to keep the tradition, and I think it's time to move on.
Son of a bitch.
I need some extra sauce and fish and some fries.
Come on. No way. Oh, jeez. The non-stop parade of food being returned to the kitchen, you know that?
Yes. Almost everything coming back is bland, doesn't taste well, doesn't taste good. What's going on with it? Where you at? Oh, fuck. Those dishes were all Danish style. Items that have been there for 25 years. Can I get you something else to eat? You're just eating bread. That's not going to help.
The chicken was totally bland.
I don't see how anything can get worse at this point.
While Andy tries to pacify unhappy diners,
I can make something like coconut shrimp or crab cakes.
Chef Ramsay has seen enough of the kitchen in action. He's heard the complaints about the food and knows that many of the problems are not caused by cooking alone,
Holy mackerel.
but by what is lurking in the storage unit.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
I was a health inspector now. What would you do?
You would take that product and probably throw it out.
Throw it out. You would continue serving one more plate of food. What do you think we're going to do? Continue cooking?
I don't believe it's the food that's out here now is contaminated.
You don't believe.
I never have seen that before. If I did, I would have a fit. But I was surprised that Andy wasn't aware of that. I think he's had his head buried in the sand for the last 7 years.
You cook one more thing. I'm fucking out of it.
There are blinders at times. When things get stuffed, I put them on and I just forge ahead and miss some things. And you miss some of those.
Chef Ramsay is frustrated by Andy's laid-back attitude, so he decides to try and get some answers from Andy's wife, Suzanne.
I don't know where to start.
I don't know what to
All
tell you.
right.
Okay, all I can say is
Take another